What is up, people? This is the Oracle. We are back online for some more modern cubing. Today I'm playing in a queue. It's not a league. It's a single elimination draft. Because I like this better in general, and I think this is even more the case with this modern cube draft because it's kind of weird right now in the leagues. You will face a base green ram deck like 75% of the time. I feel like I've played around 30 matches. I think about 10 cubes, 10 drafts, and I really faced ram deck all day long, and it's a little bit annoying. I feel like maybe this issue is not as important when you play in the queue, so I kind of want to try. Here I'm hesitating between Thoughtseize and Tree Speaker. Probably just gonna go with Tree Speaker. I mean, base green ram deck is probably the best archetype in this cube. But right now it's kind of weird. The meta game of this cube is really weird. Like maybe I just got unlucky. But I really only played against ram deck, and it seems like mid-range deck are completely unplayable. They get wrecked by any ram deck or control deck. Control is pretty good, but you cannot have too many control player at the same table. By control, I mean, base blue control. And then I haven't seen anyone playing a base red aggro deck or a very aggressive deck, but I believe it's possible. So, yeah, I'm a little bit puzzled. Maybe it's just me that was a little bit unlucky or weird things happened, but it seemed like basically everyone's playing base green ram deck, which I don't know, felt weird and kind of odd. And I haven't enjoyed that cube a whole lot so far. But maybe it's gonna be better in queues than in leagues, and maybe it's gonna change. Maybe I just got kind of unlucky or weird. I'm gonna pick Cryptic here. I think it's just the best card, and I like base blue control deck. Griselbrand is you don't have reanimation spell in this cube, so Griselbrand is a little bit tougher to make work basically. Okay, there's nothing great in blue here. Creator Hoof is pretty nice though. Probably gonna go with that. A couple of decent red cards. Yeah, I believe a red aggro deck is playable given what I'm seeing in the boosters. But I haven't seen anyone doing that yet. But I guess it's pretty good. Interesting. We could go blue-green, maybe. Blue-green ramp is not the worst. Sheldock Owl is quite good, but I think if I'm picking land, I'd rather pick Breeding Pool as we already have Crater Hoof and Tree Speaker. Geist is fine, not super exciting. Same with Thurn. These are, kind of mid-range creature, actually, and I think this is not really where you want to be in this cube. I think you want to play really, really big threatening things that can win the game on their own fairly easily, or have removal, counterspell, and whatnot, but, unless you're playing red and you can burn people out, I don't think you should really try to play random mid-range aggro creature. Thrun is a little bit different, it's good against control and all, but I don't think we should pick it this early. Okay, a bunch of things I like here. Pact of Negation I do like quite a bit, Oracle's pretty good. Sprawl is quite great, and Temple of Mystery is nice. I think I might just go with Sprawl. I think 1-mana Accelerant are really good in this cube, really important. I've been very impressed with Gideon, but I don't think I'm looking to go into a third color right now. Yeah, probably gonna be Sprawl. Obstructionist is a nice addition to the cube. I actually like that card quite a bit in deck where you have a bunch of counterspell, you can just pass and counter something if they do something, otherwise you can just drop that. It's kind of a Vendilion Clique, a little bit worst. I haven't had the cycling part being very relevant yet, but I could see that happening. Other option is Maelstrom Pulse, which is a very good removal. You can splash for easily. There's a couple of token maker in this cube. This can save you from something like Avenger of Zendikar and whatnot. It kills pretty much everything. I think I like splashing that potentially more than Obstructionist. I'm gonna go with that. And we might not be playing blue actually. We got this Cryptic Command, but does and the breeding pool, sorry, but it doesn't mean we are necessarily blue. I think Nissa is really a very good example of a mid-range planeswalker, and I think this is again not really where you want to be. I'd much rather pick Arbor Elf, and I'd much rather be, just I want to either accelerate into threatening thing, cast threatening thing, or play answer to my opponent's threatening thing. I don't really want to play some random creatures. This is what I've felt about this, this modern cube so far. So I'm gonna go with Arbor Elf. It'd be nice to wheel one of the two black-green land maybe, but Elf seems like the best option here. Works pretty well with Sprawl, by the way, which is, something. Don't think we'll ever play Baral. There's a chance we play Mindbender if we end up straight up, black-green ramp. Shelter Red T-Cat is fine, not super exciting. I don't like Guldra's Assassin, another kind of mid-range dork. I think just gonna go with Mindbender. This card is rotating out of standard in a couple weeks, and I'm still quite surprised that it did not see more play. It feels weird to me. This is really strong. Like, I like this card actually more than Elder Deep Fiend somehow. The effect is like really, really super powerful. I'm not sure if it's just, people tested a lot and realized the card is actually worse than it looks like. It's kind of a bad draw in the late game sometime. It's such a beating early on though. I don't know. I don't know if people tested and were like, well, this is not that good, or if, they just kind of forgot that this thing existed. Sots is wheeled. Interesting. I think it was among the best card in the pack we opened. DK is nice, but I think I'm just gonna pick Thoughtseize and maybe, play black-green. I like Thoughtseize a lot. Oath of Nissa. Sure. Yeah, given enough creature and planeswalker, this is a fine, filter effect, cantrip. I think we are getting more and more out of blue and more into black at this point. Hexmage, not sure I want to main deck it, but it's a good sideboard option against planeswalker if anything. Geist I don't love, but we might play. Awakening Zone is not great, but probably better than the other things. I guess we might just pick Temple in case we end up playing. We still end up playing blue somehow. Not a big fan of Awakening Zone. It's kind of good with Behemoth, but it's really slow. Ooh, the Spice Wield. And the Cemetery. Okay, that's really good. Right now, it's more likely that we end up playing black-green than blue-green, but who knows. I don't think we've seen a ton of blue. Like, we got past this Cryptic Command and then that's pretty much about it, so I think it's way more likely we end up playing black. Ooh, jeez, the game is frozen. Okay. Do not die on me, game, please. I know I've said that a lot, but Ronas is, again, another kind of mid-range creature. The good thing with Ronas, though, is that it's tough to deal with, so I like it a little bit more. Don't really want to pick it. Wrath effect are pretty good, but if we are playing some mana dorks, probably not where we want to be. Tusanil is sweet, but kind of tough to cast. Might just still pick it because there's not a lot of other things I'd be interested in. I guess there's Tidings and Baby Jace, but Tidings is probably better. Maybe we pick Tidings in case the blue is still what we want to do. Tidings is pretty busted in a ramp deck. I like Tidings actually. I took myself into picking that. Love Tracker. I guess it's also a mid-range creature, but it gives you card advantage, and it feels like card advantage is really important in this cube too. So I quite like it, and there's not much else anyway, so. Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh. I don't think we are going to try to splash for that one, but I'm pretty happy to pick another 1-mana elf. Pilgrim Side could be decent. Comte de Sun is great, I love that card. But yeah. And I guess Rexage is nice too. Ooh, Star Compass, Ancestral Vision. I think we are gonna pick Vision and really go into that blue-green Ram deck. Sounds good to me. Llanowar Elves. Alright. Alright, all green is open. I don't mind stacking a bunch of mana and a bunch of card draw. That sounds like a pretty good plan. Just need a little bit more late game right now, I guess. But yeah, as I said earlier, so far my experience with this cube has not been great. I spent an entire day playing blue-white control and it was pretty sweet. I like playing control deck. Then I tried to do something else. I played some Ram deck, and since it was in League, I ended up facing better Ram deck. Probably mostly because they were in a pod where they got more things than I did. And then I tried a couple mid-range deck. I got completely destroyed by all the Ram deck I was facing. And now I'm like, ugh. This cube feels a little bit narrow with the archetype you can actually play with and win with. So I haven't been super happy, but maybe it's just now and it's gonna change. But so far it felt a little bit weird. I love Creeping Tar Pit. Stampede is nice, but I'm not sure it's gonna be great here. I haven't been super impressed with that card. It's another kind of mid-range card. Each time I play that, I end up picking some mid-range creature. I have a mid-range deck and I'm unhappy. So actually I'm not gonna pick it here. Paladin Mirror is fine, but always a bit underwhelming. I think the fixing and the manland is just a better option. Temple of Malady sounds like a good one here. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna play this cube a little more. I'm gonna see if things are different in queues, but yeah, again, I love queuing. It's one of my favorite formats to play ever. But granted, 10 draft is not a lot. It's not a lot of experience. But it kind of feels like how what's the name of that? I think it was the last Modern Master set felt, which is at some point everyone realized that you wanted to play 3-4 color control with as many Din Rava's horror as you can get, and after that, I think playing this, at least to me, became pretty noxious. Like everyone was playing that in all the league. You would face that all day long, and the game would come down to who got to draft and draw the biggest amount of Din Rava's horror and bomb rares, and that was like, yeah. I liked the set a lot at the beginning, like the first week and all, but after a couple of weeks, yeah, it really became weird and kind of bad actually. And so far I felt kind of the same thing with this iteration of the Modern Cube, where everyone seemed to be playing Ram deck, and it seems like the best archetype. So I don't know. Just some thought. I don't think we are gonna play Ronas, but we're not gonna play any of the other cards, so there's a small chance we'll play Unburial Rites. I don't think we'll play any of the other cards. Ronas is kind of busted with the Overwhelming Stampede. +5/+5 to all your dudes. It enables Ronas itself. Kind of a GG if you can curve Ronas and a couple of other creatures into this Stampede. Do we rather have Pilgrim's Eye or Rexage? Rexage kills a lot of things. There's really a decent amount of enchantment and good artifact in this cube somehow, despite not having Signet, Moxes and whatnot. Don't really like Pilgrim's Eye, to be honest, so yeah, I think we have a decent amount of fixing, so it's not super necessary. Really don't think I'm going to play Rishkar's Expertise. Bench Charm, on the other hand, with enough fixing, could be an option. Okay, Vivid Grove, more fixing is nice. This card is actually, it looks kind of bad, but it's not so bad. It's kind of annoying. If anything, it's a good sideboard option against control. Once you resolve that, things become quite annoying for them. Not the biggest fan, but might still play it, who knows. Ooh, Nissa might just wheel. I don't think I'm gonna pick her. But she's kind of sweet though. Fertile Ground is nice. I think I could use a 2-mana Accelerant. Also another one that works well with Arbor Elf. And then Staff of Nin is really a nice finisher. I like this card a lot in a Ram deck, I think. Probably gonna go with the Staff. We don't have that many cards to finish the game to win. And we have a ton of acceleration already, so... Also, this is an artifact. It's colorless, it's not very likely gonna wheel. Whereas... we could wheel the Fertile Ground, maybe. As green has been pretty open so far. Maybe we want a little bit more Reinvolt too, that'd be probably good, because right now we don't have... we just have a pulse, basically. I think we want Mere Battlesphere here. Elf of the Deep Shadow would be good, but it might just wheel. Again, we have quite a dismount of ramp already. I think the late game is a bit more important. It's pretty sweet going for Mere... oh, I guess we did not pick, what's the name? We did not pick the Tooth and Nail, but, you know, Crater Hoof... Tooth and Nail for Crater Hoof and Battlesphere is kinda sweet. Still gonna pick the Battlesphere. Seems good. Hopefully we can wheel one of the green card though. Elder a little bit less appealing since we already have the Direct Sage. Elf would be great card to wheel. Ultimate Price I could see playing, same with Duplicant. A lot of decent options. Vraska is kinda nice. I like that. Let us add a little bit more Reinvolt to the deck. And you know, it's also a Planeswalker, card advantage, good stuff. Don't think I mean, Gilded Lotus could be fine. Farseek is pretty good, but I think this is just really great here. I like it more than Jace in this deck. Jace is mostly a card draw spell, a slightly better card draw spell. We already have quite a bit of card draw spells, like Vision, Tidings, Tracker, Staff. I think the more Reinvolt is more important. I'm not sure I want the Mire, is fine, but not super exciting. Splashing for Saurian is kind of appealing. Dismember feels like something we might want, but maybe Mana Leak is just better. There's also Bloom Tender, which is, you know, a fine card. I like Bloom Tender here. Bird of Paradise, cool. Hopefully we can wheel Flooded Grove. I could see playing Slime or Anticipate, but... Bird it is. Fetid Pools. Do we have a fetch land somehow? I don't think we do. But you can fetch these lands as they are, you know. They have the keyword Island Swamp and these kind of things. Can you make Hapatra work in this cube? This seems like not so realistic. Seems like a pretty bad card actually. I was a little bit suspicious about Drake Heaven. There's a Drake Heaven in this cube. But Drake Heaven I could see, you know, you have the cycling lands, you have cards like Compulsory Research. I could see that being fine, even though it seems not so good. Hepatra on the other hand seems completely out of place here. So more fixing, Protector or Recruiter. I'm gonna go with Protector. Pretty close call. Ooh, Whisperwood is great. Finisher, card advantage. Great card. I love Muldrifter, but this is just better. Cool. Do we need to put a Swamp in the deck? Probably not. I don't think we have any card that can fetch a Swamp anyway. So we can probably just be happy with Tar Pit, Temple, Cemetery, Vivid Grove, Sprawl, Bird, and maybe also maybe Fertile Ground if we will that. Maybe Elf of Deep Shadow if we will that, to play just these two black cards. Treetop Village alongside pretty much nothing relevant. I'm gonna pick that. We do have a decent amount of lands that enter the battlefield tapped, which could reveal problematic. I mean, there's nothing else, but don't really want to stack too many of these. This is already this is like 5 land that enters the battlefield tapped for sure, and then these can enter the battlefield tapped sometime. We cannot afford to get any more of these, I think. Nissa Steward of Elements or Fertile Ground. I think Fertile Ground is actually better. This Nissa is, I guess she kills people if you put people down to 10. I don't actually like that card though. I think the ground is better. Might be wrong, but this card. I mean, Nissa was not super impressive. I believe in Amonkhet, she was like kind of very medium. So I believe in Cube it's probably underpowered. I'm probably gonna pick Duplicant. We could use more Reinvol, more late game. Elf is nice, but I think this is a bit more important to the deck. Censor, Jace. Probably just Jace. Yeah, definitely Jace. I wish I could splash for that. It's a pretty sweet card, but I think we're just gonna stick to a little bit of black and no white. This is 23 cards. That's good. Flooded Grove, okay. That's nice to help with the Cryptic Command. 23 pretty good cards. Enough late game, enough card draw. A little bit of Reinvol. Deck sounds good to me. Guess we're gonna play 17 land with a decent amount of ramp. So there's the chance we flood, but I think between Tracker, Vision, Chase, Tidings, Staff, we should be good. Like, we are not that likely to just flood. I don't think we can afford to play that, and we're not gonna play that. We don't have like, that many creatures actually, so. Yeah, Crater Hoof it's not that great, but we probably still play it. It's a pretty good combo with Battle Fear, and yeah. So yeah, I believe this is gonna be the deck. I don't think I'm gonna change anything. I don't think we need to add a swamp. And I think we can afford to play 5 enter the battlefield tap land. That's a lot, but I mean I get a little bit more worried about these kind of things when, you know, sometimes you play mono green, you don't have a lot of card draw, you have a bunch of mana dorks, and you actually want to play maybe 16 or even 15 lands. And then having a land that enters the battlefield untapped is really important for your turn 1 elves, but here I think we'll still get to play this amount of mountains. So I'm not like super worried, but yeah. I don't think we need any black. Probably gonna cut that, and then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 blue sources, including a filter land. That's a little bit light for Cryptic Command, but if we get that later on the game, it's not really a big deal, and we don't have that much blue, so probably 9 is fine, though I could see going up to 10. And then, well, I guess everything we have right here is green, except for the tar pit, so this is already 8 green. Still wanted this amount of forest for... I mean, having a forest is really important. It enabled both Harbor and Cemetery, and we want to be able to cast those, you know, turn 1 elves on turn 1. So I think... yeah, I think we're gonna be good with that. It's a lot of green. Or do we just do it like that? 4/4. This is still... well, this is only 5 lands that enter the battlefield untapped that are green. That's actually not good enough. Yeah, that's really not enough. I think we should really get a little bit worried about our ability to play our elves on turn 1. I feel like I don't actually want to play Treetop Village. I love manlands, but I think we need to cut that. I really think we need enough lands that enter battlefield untapped and that can produce green. Yeah, 7 land that enters the battlefield untapped on turn 1. That can produce green. There's not even a lot, but that's better. And then this is still 9 blue sources plus the filter land plus the fixing from the creatures we have. That should be good. Okay. Might seem weird to have the mana base so so much into green, but I think like we really want to cast this on turn 1, like really. Alright, let's submit. And yeah, that was the draft. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I see you for round uno.